Hi, and welcome back to the Soul Shift channel. Most of us have people around us. Some we choose, and some we simply have to accept as part of our lives, such as family, colleagues, or neighbors, for example. With some people, we have wonderful relationships, while with others we struggle. And I believe both are perfectly normal. Sometimes it is enough to accept that the relationship is not great, but that it costs us less energy to keep that person in our lives than to exclude them. The important thing is that we also have a choice in how much we allow certain relationship to affect us. The one answer is not always to walk away. Sometimes it is simply to accept that we are different. And for that relationship to work, we may need to approach that person differently without allowing them to affect us in a negative way. This is not easy. And of course, the more energy draining relationships we have in our lives, the more difficult it becomes to cope with them. If there is someone you cannot easily let go of, and that person makes you feel bad, fills you with guilt, or perhaps makes you feel worthless, there are always two sides to the situation. One side is what that person does to make you feel that way. For example, they may display narcissistic behaviors. The other side is how much power you allow that person to have over your emotions. Of course, this is incredibly difficult to change, but it always begins with that first small step. And perhaps that first step is learning to love yourself a little more, so that deep in your heart, you know you deserve better treatment than that person is giving you. Or perhaps the first step is simply observing what that person does, how it makes you feel, and why it affects you in that way. Once you become aware of it, you can begin finding new ways to respond when that behavior appears. And if the solution is to leave the room as soon as it starts, do that. If it is to say, stop, I don't want to have this conversation, do that. If it is to pretend your phone is ringing so you have a reason to leave, do that. Make choices that put yourself first and make sure you protect your own well-being. In this way, you slowly begin to set healthy boundaries around what you will and will not accept. And over time, the relationship will begin to shift, not because the other person has changed, but because you have changed the way you respond and chosen to put your own happiness first. That's all for today. Take care, enjoy, have fun, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.